Hello everyone and welcome to my Grounded 2 multiplayer review with me your host Crypto at Crypto Gamer. So guys, today we are going to be going over the pros and cons of playing in multiplayer within Grounded 2. So this was the first time I played with anybody on the multiplayer part of Grounded 2, and there was a few things that I really liked about it. First thing is whenever you actually complete certain actions, your entire team benefits from it. So for an example, once somebody picks up the Omniax, then that's everybody has the Omniax from that point forward. And anything that you do decide to research at a research station will also be unlocked for everybody else to then craft and learn new recipes. However, the caveat when it comes to researching things is that you only get 3 charges between the entire group, and then you have to wait for the timeout. So you can't, all 4 of you can't go out and get 12 different resources and then take them to the analyzer and then unlock all these different things. So you do have to wait, which is a wee bit annoying. However, it does also mean that things like combat is going to be a lot easier as well, which I did quite enjoy. And base building is going to be a lot easier as well with having 4 different players all gathering resources. Now, when it comes down to who you're going to play with, you need to sort of figure out what sort of role you want to take on within Grounded 2. Not just with the archetype roles, such as playing as a rogue or a mage or a fighter or any of the other classes. It's also about figuring out what you want to do when you're actually playing Grounded 2. So some people, they're into base building. Other people are probably going to be more or less going to go out and straight away get a buggy if they can. Other people are going to be into researching. Other people are going to be into fighting. It really depends on your style of gameplay and what you actually get the most out of in Grounded 2. Remember guys, if you are enjoying the video, by the way, please like, share and subscribe as it really helps the channel. And let me know what you think so far of the video in the comments below, and on what your role is within Grounded 2 and what you enjoy to do. So, it really comes down to the playstyle that you enjoy playing as. Me personally, I personally like the building aspect, along with fabricating new weapons. Resource gathering is a bit tedious, and I'm quite happy with combat, but personally I would go out as sort of a roguelike character, or a ranger should I say, where basically I'd be using bows most of the time, along with spears. Those are my 2 go-tos, as they're efficient and effective weapons, and it's better for fighting larger bugs such as the wolf spider or the mantis. Using a bow is going to be your best bet, along with hiding in high up places. As I say, this was the first time I played with different people, so it was really cool to see what everybody wanted to do and where everybody was going. And of course, as you can see, I need to get my parkour skills up here, guys. And it was a nice experience. The people that I played with were very friendly. They were all really nice. But they did have one thing that sort of annoyed me a little bit, but I also understand why. They wanted everybody to be able to go out and do their own thing if they wanted to, build their own bases. Like, nobody was tied together within the world. Me personally, if I'm going to play with a group of people, the reason why I'm going to do multiplayer on a game that's perfectly suited to being single player is because I want to be social. I want to speak to people through the voice chat. I want to build things with them. I want to go and take out heavy duty enemies with them. I want to explore caves like we're doing in this scene here with them. I just want to spend time with these people and get to know them. And because when you're playing a multiplayer game like Grounded, chances are you're not playing for an hour. You're going to be playing for several hours at least. I'd say a minimum, to be courteous, of about 2 hours to about a maximum of, I'd say, 6 to 8 hours, depending on how you feel, the time of day it is, and how tired you are. I think this is a really important thing that people need to understand within the Grounded community. Is there are different players that are going to play at different rates and in different ways, and not everybody is going to work together. However, when you do enjoy playing with people, you're going to have a great time. This game has got just about everything you'd want in it. The only other game that I've played that I've enjoyed multiplayer wise, it's a crafting survival game, was Ark. But even then, Ark had its own PvP/PvE controversies, but that will be notified in a different video in the future maybe. Let me know guys in the comments below whether you'd actually like to see me do an Ark Survival Evolved video. So, what I was doing mostly throughout this playthrough is I was actually gathering as many resources as I could for the analyzer, and so as I could do things like craft weaponry. I would help with a little bit of gathering planks and weed stems to help with the base, but most of the time I was basically looking for loot and trying to produce as many different weapons as I could. In fact, I think I got my spear before just about anybody else, or at least my first main weapon throughout this little playthrough. Overall, we ended up making our way north eventually, and that's when things, unfortunately for our little group, slightly started to fall apart, but nonetheless, these things happen. And also, it was just because time was wearing on a fair bit throughout our little session as well. As I said, I mean, people are going to go out there and do things their own way, which is the way Grounded 2 should be played, guys. You should be doing it the way that you enjoy it. It's just a pity, though, that they wanted to go right to the very top of the map by the pine section, where realistically speaking, you shouldn't be going to until you've gotten a couple of levels up and a lot of gear. If there's one thing in Grounded that I wouldn't want to do with a big group of people, is to immediately throw yourself into an area unprepared that's going to have a lot of hostile enemies. So for an example, I wouldn't want to go to anywhere near any of the spawn locations for the wolf spiders or even major sized orb weavers till I at least get some ant armor and possibly even a buggy and a bow and arrow. Once I've gotten those three things, I can then work from there, gather those resources, because then I can make new bows and better equipment from there. Even then, a wolf spider, I would still wait maybe even a little bit longer, but taking on the orb weavers at that point, that's not going to be a problem at all. And it's also going to help you fast track your way to levels 2 and 3 for the Omni tools that you can get access to. I would personally, to get the best experience, stick together, because it's going to be way easier for taking down larger bugs throughout the starting area of Grounded 2. And that's what I wanted to do. What I really wanted to do was get a buggy, because it would have just made everything way more efficient, including combat, and then from there we could have then explored the entire park. But the people that I was playing with, they just wanted to do things their way. I mean, I think it was actually a couple, if I remember correctly, or at least they were flirting with each other, which was quite funny. And the other guy that we were with, he actually got disconnected, and then eventually we reconnected with a new person. Overall, guys, I have really enjoyed my experience on the multiplayer level of Grounded 2, and I would highly recommend it for anybody that's new to the game, just for a bit of socialization. But I also understand people prefer to just play solo. Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, as it really helps the channel. This has been Crypto Gamer. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out.